Hi, and welcome back to another episode of Let's Ask Tom. So today we have a question from Steve. And Steve would like to know, when it comes to kettlebell lifting, kettlebell work, when you do the kettlebell work on the minute, is that in the same category as aerobics? Would you categorize that as an aerobic, also an aerobic as well as a strength exercise?
That's a very good question. First off, because we can categorize any type of work into three things. You could pick up something really heavy, or you can pick it up a couple of times. Like pick up a keg or something like that that's heavy and move it 10 feet. You put it down so it lasts maybe 15 seconds. That's kind of like kettlebell lifting. You lift it for a short duration. Unless you're doing competition, then it's 10 minutes. Or you can go long duration and you can jog or row or bicycle or use an elliptical for a long period and divide those two things. In between there is this great gray area. And you can have the strength and work capacity at the low end, and it doesn't necessarily translate to the high end. So that meaning if you can lift a kettlebell for, say, 15 seconds, rest 45, lift at 15, your heart rate's going to go up and down. And that's probably a good thing. Everything's mixed. There's no cutoffs on your heart and circulatory system. But it's not the same as doing long-duration aerobics. The best combination would be to do both things. To have some sort of hiking, walking, elliptical, biking, rowing, any type of situation like that at one end, maybe a couple times a week, and maybe 1 or 2 days of, say, you want to lift kettlebells and do kettlebell swings for 15 seconds and rest 45. You can do that too. And there's a broad amount of workout programs with kettlebells.
So I think what you're saying then is that we would prefer to have a separate aerobic activity. Yes. In addition to using the kettlebells as strength training. Yes.
I mean, and this phenomenon isn't new. I mean, years ago with the Nautilus training, we'd keep our heart rate up and move machine to machine very rapidly, starting with the biggest muscles, moving to the smallest muscles, taking 12 to 20 minutes to do a workout. Mm-hmm. Pulse rate got up to 180, sometimes 200. I mean, you're younger people then. And you think they try to make anecdotes that, now you can run a 10K or something like that, or your 10K time improved. I'll agree with that. Mm-hmm. But if you've never run before, you're not going to go out and run a marathon. You need to train for a marathon with long duration, easy exercise, and slowly build up your speed over years. But could that supplement it by doing strength work and getting the pulse rate up and down? Sure, but they're not the same thing, and there's no magic. You're not going to lift a kettlebell and be prepared to run a marathon. But if you already run marathons, lifting kettlebells can be a great supplemental activity.
Now, if you're not looking to run a marathon or do any really heavy endurance, long-term type of thing, would doing the kettlebell work on the minute be like a good aerobic workout for your body?
It's a mixed workout. What it does is
it has something for both.
It's less for the heart, which the long duration kind of stretches the heart, and that's a healthy thing. You want a nice big heart from stretching. It develops the pathways in your muscles that provide oxygen and nutrients to your muscles. It provides that. So when you're using a kettlebell, which is a fairly systemic exercise, arms down to heels, it provides very good efficient pathways, and they get more efficient. So localized muscular activity. If you've never played tennis, your right arm's going to get tired until you play tennis more. Then your right arm adapts.
It adapts, yeah.
Yeah, and your heart's adapting too. Yeah. So you need both. Mm-hmm. Just adapting the arm on some machine won't fix your heart. You go out to play tennis again, you'll still get tired.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe you'll just eventually you'll get less tired.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So one doesn't substitute for the other. They're good things to mix. That's why it takes a variety of types of fitness to fulfill your prescription for fitness for every individual. And you never get something for nothing. There's no 3 minutes of skipping rope is equal to half an hour running nonsense we used to read years ago. That's
well, they're still putting stuff like that on YouTube and everything.
Yeah, because it gets clicks.
We gotta make those clicks happen, right?
You're either a girl in a bikini or you come up with something with big bold headlines and you get attention on the internet.
Oh, no, I don't have to do this anymore. I can just do this.
Yeah, I just hold my breath for 10 minutes and I get aerobic fitness. Okay. Any more questions? Thank you, Steve. Any more questions? Please forward them to tomfurman@substack.com.
Thank you.